Well. I think we were right. It's hit the fan. So let's dive in and talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We've got a bit of a change in programming today. It's going to be a 30-minute sprint to the end. I've got a family emergency to deal with, and time will be limited. So get your questions in. I'm still going to get everything I can in, but let's get it out. Get it out and just fucking roll with it, folks. Crazy SHTF world right now. And first, I want to start with the Jim Jones juice. I want to thank Darcy T for this. A 30-year-old fitness influencer, that is to say, someone who's in really good shape, who does videos and gets people excited, right? You know, it's like Richard Simmons on the internet, dies of heart failure, 30 years old. 30 years old. Surprise. Take a wild guess, folks. Oh, yeah. Now, on to this. There is some controversy over Melania Trump telling Jill Biden, I'll pass on meeting with you. Melania has now spoken out about Jill Biden and said, quote, she referred to my husband as evil and a liar. Folks, Trump did go and meet with Biden. Trump is used to throwing mud and shit, and he's had 100 times the mud and shit thrown on him. So yeah, he throws it back, but he was nice. But I'll tell you what, nobody, and I mean nobody, is obligated to be nice to their enemy that lies. So for Trump, good on him for making the show that everyone needs to see how presidential he is. But we know it's fucking go time. But for Melania, good for her, and fuck the Bidens. They insulted her. They insulted Trump. They violated their property, their rights, by using a court-ordered search, seizure, embarrassment, insult, and bullshit lawfare case. Now, they're going around the world as we go here, folks. And again, I'm trying to go fast. I don't want to short you guys at all. In Kiev, they're not sleeping real well these days. Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. And guess who has been launching missiles into Kiev lately? Russia. That's right, Mother Russia. And not only are they launching missiles in there, but they've had a continuous, nonstop drone campaign. And the citizens of Kiev are not happy about it. They're not doing good. And folks, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, of which the United States of America is a participating member, the most powerful member, the strongest member, the most well-funded member, and the member that funds the rest of NATO, well, President Trump. And the other day, NATO tried saying, the new leader of NATO, who is a fucking liar and a chicken shit, said, if the United States tries making peace with Russia, we will kick the United States out of NATO. Oh, really? Fuck what? Do you think Trump gives a shit? I don't give a shit. Fuck NATO, if that's how they want to be. Trump can still go over and make peace. Make peace. You know, currently, folks, Trump has no authority, but he wants peace. And there's no future for Zelensky, the light in the loafers man whore. There's no future for him. Allegedly, apparently, there's going to be an election in 2025. Didn't Zelensky cancel the last election? I think he did. He's like, I'll just be president again. Don't you guys worry about this. I got this. By the way, get the clergy in the prison, get the media in the prison, get the citizens in the prison, get the other citizens all signed up, whether they like it or not, to go fight and die, you know, at the hands of Russia. Yeah, it's over. It is over. The media knows it. NATO knows it. The Pentagon knows it. Kiev knows it. Putin knows it. But they don't want it to end. Now, speaking of unending, the ridiculous shit from none other than Geraldo Rivera. This guy is an unending flop. The first time I ever heard his name, it was over the Al Capone's vaults. We're going to excavate them live. And it turned out to be one of the world's biggest, most embarrassing nothing burgers. We're talking like early 90s. So Geraldo has managed to stay in media, right? And he says he, quote, threw up in his mouth. They threw up in my mouth when Matt Gaetz, Congressman Matt Gaetz, was nominated as the Attorney General by Trump. Now, I say that when Geraldo says he threw up in his mouth, now that's an endorsement. Everyone should applaud. I mean, Geraldo and his fucking mustachio, they make me sick when I see it and him. I'm sure that AOC and Hillary and probably Whoopi Goldberg like his mustache a lot, if you know what I mean, huh? Yeah. I'm sure they love that mustache. Looks like he's been sweeping turds with it. In any event, everyone is very, very, very upset over the Matt Gaetz appointment. And I have my theory about that, and we'll get to that here shortly. Again, I'm going fast. I want to get the news out there, what is important to think about. And one of the most important things was the destruction of the king of alternative media, Alex Jones. He's been sued and lost because a bunch of loser wannabe victims sued him, pushing an incredible, farcical lie. But the judge ruled, the jury ruled, and they fucked Alex Jones. And now InfoWars has been put up for an auction, and it was purchased by The Onion. And The Onion is a failed left-wing satirical bullshit outfit. But they want to turn InfoWars into a satirical version of itself. So, okay, let's see. Musk buys Twitter, makes it into a success. He can buy MSNBC and maybe even CNN. And I'm sure those would become a success. But lying loser Democrats and their ilk get InfoWars. And I'm sure they're going to crash it, fail, just as surely as they failed with the Drudge Report when they bought that from Matt Drudge and turned it into a liberal shit stink. Interesting stuff, folks. The Onion will fail. Leftists they don't understand satire. They don't understand memes. They're just not funny. They're not funny in my book. It's crazy. Now, back over here to this. Democrats, lying, cheating pieces of shit. Democrats, they're trying to steal the Senate victory in Pennsylvania now, right? They've had a terrific program of theft in Wisconsin, Nevada, and Arizona over those Senate seats that were up, and now Pennsylvania. But, right, Dave McCormick is heading and pushing and going to get a recount. Folks, people need to go to jail for cheating, and it's fraud. It's not just cheating, it's fraud against the republic. It's fraud against me and you, the people, all of us. And it's fraud against the republic. It's fraud against fact. Now, folks, right, gravity. Let's just use this concept called gravity and helicopters. A helicopter appears to float even though it's heavier than air. Well, we know that mechanical stuff and aerodynamics and thrust and all these things are the principles that allow the helicopter to levitate. But ultimately, it runs out of gas, and if it isn't set down ahead of time, it crashes. In other words, everything returns to its natural place. So the more Democrats cheat and lie and steal, that is to say, getting their helicopter off the ground, the more it is going to just fucking crash. There will be a natural response to the cheating. The same way there's a natural response when someone is a liar and they fucking lie every day of their life. They lie to friends, they lie to family, they lie to coworkers, they lie to their bosses, they lie to the bank, they lie on their taxes. Ultimately, they get caught for all those lies and they crash. Democrats don't seem to realize. They think they can They can steal everything and no one will notice and there'll be no consequences. Well, the consequences will not be damned. Ultimately, they will be back. Now, continuing as we roll. Huckabee, not Sarah Huckabee, but her dad, Mr. Huckabee, right? He is going to accept the position that Trump has offered him to represent the United States of America and the Trump administration in Israel. And he let everyone know what's on the table for the Palestinians. And the Democrats, the United Nations, Iran, terror organizations everywhere are going to lose their freaking minds. They really are. I got a quote from Huckabee here. And folks, he's not going to do anything other than his job. He said this, quote, "I also very much believe that the people of Israel deserve a secure and safe country, and anything I can do that will help accommodate that is going to be a great privilege for me." Now, Huckabee stated he's going to carry Trump's policies and Trump's decisions to Israel, not his own. Right? And that's how government is supposed to work. He's an executive appointee. Right? That's how it works. It's Trump's policy. As a consequence, I expect the ham-ass and Palestinian morons in the United States of America to get violent. And I hope they show their true colors, folks. And I hope they get their medicine in the form of a suppository. Right? This decision between, do we accept terrorism in our lives and around us and against us, or are we going to attack and destroy terrorism? Right? It's a mess, folks. It's a fucking mess. And the left, they don't like anything. Everything Trump will do is bad. Trump gives a tax cut, it's bad. Trump raises taxes, it'll be bad. Trump supports the First Amendment, bad. Trump tries to destroy the First Amendment. What do you think the liberals would say? Oh my God, he's taking away our free speech the same way he took away our abortions. Even though he didn't take anyone's abortions. It wasn't his decision. He had nothing to fucking do with it. In fact, the decision came while Biden was president. That's how retarded these people are. And I want to make a correction. I can't remember if I stated this morning during or if it came afterwards during work. Kash Patel is not yet appointed as the FBI director. But Washington, D.C., right, has heard that, well, Trump is thinking about Kash Patel for the FBI the same way Kash Patel was saying, or similarly, he was saying, I'm looking at the CIA. Of course, I think John Ratcliffe is in charge of the CIA, or going to be. But Kash Patel is making heads explode. And President Trump is going to keep the D.C. bureaucrats and slimeballs guessing and crying and whining and sniveling. And I think that's the point of this. It's a rope-a-dope. He is trolling them left and right. The same way I believe that Trump has trolled everybody with Matt Gaetz. We'll get into that in a little bit here. A lot of people have shared their thoughts on this, and I can't help but share my own thoughts. But if you look at Matt Gaetz and his nomination as Attorney General, and he has resigned his position as congressman. He's no longer a congressman. But Senator Sack of Shit Rhino Cornyn says he, quote, absolutely wants to review the Ethics Committee's damaging report on Matt Gaetz during the Attorney General confirmation process. Now, first of all, Governor DeSantis gets to appoint Matt Gaetz's replacement. And if they want to do a special election, his district is incredibly Republican. No worries there. If Matt Gaetz loses the confirmation process, which, by the way, used to be just ceremonial, not that they had to vote and accept him. It was just a recognition that the Senate was allowed to observe and make commentary and let the president know whether they approved or not. It's been bastardized. But here we have Matt Gaetz. If he is not confirmed, not nominated, Trump can slip him right into Marco Rubio's seat and send Matt, the dirty nuclear bomb, into the Senate itself and just make a shit show out of the Senate. They have all played their fucking hands. The senators have all played their hands like morons. It's been great. They've reacted. Oh my God. You know, him all this, I threw up in my mouth. Right. A lot of them are like, well, he's not serious about it. I think that was Senator Murtaugh, who's a rhino bitch. The Senate's full of rhino Republicans, by the way. She's a rhino bitch. And it turned out that if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she failed her bar exam 4 times. 4 times. How serious was she about passing the bar? Well, I mean, what'd she do? Take the Kamala Harris route and to get it? Oh, I finally passed. Wipes her, forehead and then wipes her chin. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck these bitches are doing, but they're all proving that they're hypocritical because look at who they appointed and approved for Biden. One of the biggest sacks of shit ever, Merrick Garland for the Attorney General. One of the biggest embarrassments, the man who thinks he's a woman in charge of Health and Human Services. That fruitcake. Just the incredible bumbling butthead booty juice, right? Serious? How about competent? How about able to put 2 fucking sentences together? Kamala Harris. Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, she's great. She should be the next president. And they still could do that. They still could have, Biden fall down some stairs and then, they are a complete embarrassment. These Republican rhinos in the Senate. So sending Matt Gaetz there to blow up the Senate, to expose them for what they are. Cornyn's pissed off also. He wanted to be the leader of the Senate. Instead, it goes to John Thune, right? Who a lot of people don't like. I don't particularly like him. We have a lot to worry about, folks, going into this. Right? We need to worry about Trump's appointees. Right? A lot of people aren't a big Marco Rubio fan. I spoke with a very conservative person today who said the Department of Defense appointment, that dude is going to be awesome. But then he was like, I don't know about Matt Gaetz. I'm like, maybe you don't understand what Matt Gaetz will do and what it's going to take to be the Attorney General. I mean, Trump's first appointment, Jeff Sessions. Oh man, I got buffaloed and bullshitted on that one. But I thought, yeah, this guy's been around a while. He probably has integrity, Senator Jeff Sessions, and he was a piece of shit, right? A piece of shit. And that's what we've got here, folks. That's what we have here. I mean, so back to Senator Cornyn and the damaging report. The damaging report is the results of Democrats trying to characterize Gaetz as a pervert. Rhinos and Democrats wanted him to look like a pervert. And of course, they ignore Hunter Biden and his crimes. Right? The Attorney General's office ignore that, but they want to go after Gaetz. Gaetz was the target of a $25 million extortion scheme by an ex-FBI agent who ended up burning for his crimes and playing this game. And Gaetz was exonerated. All the bullshit charges were debunked. But after Gaetz had the piece of shit Kevin McCarthy kicked out of the Speaker of the House position, another bullshit investigation was opened. And that's the one that has damaging, questionable, This is what they're up to, folks. They want to keep Gaetz down. They want to keep Gaetz from exposing Washington, D.C.'s corrupt Republicans and Democrats. Well, the investigation in the House is now closed. But Cornyn, who is literally a sack of shit, is terrified that Gaetz will prosecute criminals in D.C. if exposed. Right? And guess what is coming? the release of the Epstein client list of pedophiles, the Pididi list of pedophiles, drugs, extortion, and much, much more besides, right? They're afraid of that. And so I don't know who is going to end up. Will Getz get it? Does he have enough balls to fry him? I think so. I think there's a little payback for a lot of people out there. And at the very least, Trump is using Getz to show the world how frightened and guilty Washington, D.C. is as a total cesspool of filth and perversion. Getz resigned from Congress for the U.S. Attorney General's nomination from Trump. I think he's serious about it. Getz can be appointed to replace Senator Marco Rubio by DeSantis if need be. Getz has a spine. He's got guts. He's got brass balls. So, the good old bastards club in the Senate could get a little Matt Getz inside there, just as he did to the House of Representatives. And I hope everyone is seeing how Trump is exposing who is and who is not obeying our mandate. The American people had a mandate. There's no Senate mandate. So fuck the Senate bullshit leadership. This is, on the other hand, a total Make America Great mandate. The battle is on, folks. Let's pay attention. Think about what is done and try and think 5 moves ahead. Trump is playing the DC political game. He's outmaneuvering them. He's exposing them, just as he did to the Democrats and Camel Ho during the election. I think he's well out in front of them, well ahead of them. So let's do this. I'm not even going to play the switch over change-o to the inner circle. We'll just keep going. I've got 8 minutes left. Mr. Uman, what do we want to discuss up there? We got name redacted. He said, how about Blinken doing the Obama gingerbread man play, end running a pile of cash to Ukraine? Yeah, that pile of shit, Blinken, has promised that basically every moment that he has left in the administration, he's going to funnel as much cash as he can into Ukraine. Why? He knows Trump is going to negotiate peace, that Ukraine is going to fold. They're out of men, they're out of weapons, they're out of money, they're out of everything. And we don't need to keep giving them money just to kill their own people. It is genocide by Zelensky, as far as I'm concerned, against his own people. Awful. I mean, how would you feel if your neighbor was sending their pets into a wood chipper saying, we need to take that chipper down by clogging it with our bones? It'd be cruel. It's terrible. And that's what the Russian military machine is. It's a fucking wood chipper for the Ukraine military. And if anyone goes, well, but they still have their Azov battalion. Yeah, because they won't go fight the Russians. They're sitting back and playing other little petty ass games because they want to be in charge if they were to win, and they're not. But yeah, Blinken is a fucking fool, but he knows what he's doing. He's funneling money in as much as he can to his paymasters, hoping he's going to be protected in the end. I hope all these fucking people get what they deserve. Ooh, man, who is next? We got Badass Diving Frog. He says, John, wasn't Rivera giving away Marines' positions on live TV during the Gulf War? Fuck that guy. They should have fragged that crew for that. I know that during the Afghan invasion, Geraldo was over there. And yeah, he did. He fucked up a lot. He did the one good news report Geraldo did that made it to the public airwaves was interviewing a Marine officer and some troops who were guarding poppy fields in Afghanistan. That's right. The Marines, a unit of them, were given the detail of protecting opium poppies, drug poppies, right? Because that's how they make their money in Afghanistan. Well, it just showed me that it was a huge CIA drug smuggling operation. And Geraldo got that out. That's the one thing he's done right. But yeah, he's giving away fucking positions. These people are fucking assholes. Now, as far as the Marines go, let me just put it this way. These people over there in the Middle East, they don't like to come out in the battlefield and meet the enemy. They like to hide and use terrorist tactics. I get it. That's how they get to win. The Marines would welcome a battle. It's kind of what they do. right? They're ministers of death, trying to help people find their way through life and end it. Anyways, it's, giving away their position. I'm sure everyone knew exactly where the Marines were in the Gulf Wars, in Afghanistan, in Iraq. It's just whether or not the enemy was willing to go and attack them. Do they have the balls? I'm not. Yeah, he's just an asshole for that. Anyways, thank you, Badass Diving Frog. Good old Jerry Rivers says, "Ooh man, yeah, Geraldo." He's an asshole. He really is. If you watch him, you just want to bitch slap the guy. I tell you, folks, let's just take a real quick, close look here at what's going on at the end of the day. It has just been one hell of a week. I hope you all survived well. I know there's a lot of action in the news. There's a lot of action everywhere. Health and Human Services Secretary is now being literally official. RFK Jr. for Health and Human Services Secretary. President Trump has tapped him. And guess what? The Democrats are pissed. Right? Make America healthy again? You bet. You bet. And now Nikki Haley, who stabbed Trump in the back time after time after time. Little war chicken Nikki Haley. Neocon Haley, who would not drop out of the presidential primary, kept waiting for Trump to get assassinated so she could go, I'm the only one left. I'm the only one left. Refused to endorse him. Finally, after Trump, got to the end of his campaign, endorsed Trump, hoping she could kiss her ass and her way back into the Trump administration, was told the other day, thank you very much, along with Mike Pompeo, but no thank you. Consequently, Nikki has now lashed out, attacked Trump, and says he's shallow because she's not going to be let in. And then says, well, I never really wanted to work there anyways. Yeah, right. Unbelievable. America loves Trump, folks. Don't let the news fool you. Don't let the politicians fool you. Yeah, there's a lot of wackos, and they need a lot of medication. They've got mental disorders, all of them. But Trump is now popping up in murals. Regular people in poor areas of the country, rural and urban, are wearing Trump hats. They're proud of America. They feel a positive change, right? Interesting. Same with Elon Musk. America is coming to understand Elon Musk is mega rich. He doesn't have to do what he's doing. He's not going to take any money. Neither is not Kash Patel, but Vivek Ramaswamy. They're not going to take money to be on the Department of Government Efficiency, right? So people are seeing them as, there's a reason they're doing this, right? Is there going to be some sort of financial payout in the end? Well, if you make America great again and you're a business owner, then the answer is yes. That's how that shit works, right? That's how shit works is make America financially, monetarily, economically, militarily, socially, culturally powerful, and everyone gets to benefit. And I'm very excited about that, folks. I'm extremely excited about it. I tell you, it has been a hell of a week. Tomorrow will be Free for All Friday. Sunday will be Sunday Night Live. It's going to be great. It'll be a good show. There's going to be a lot of heads rolling this weekend. Democrats are leaving the country, by the way. They are moving out of the country. Some are fleeing to Mexico. A lot are trying to flee to Canada. The illegals are trying to flee to Canada. The richer Democrats are leaving the country. Some celebrities allegedly have. I'm enjoying the absolute fuck out of this. Democrats are continuing to melt down the street urchin type, the idiots, the morons. The Democrat women out there are being told how to fuck over their Republican husbands and families, how to poison them, how to screw them out of money. It is one hell of a shit show, folks. And aren't you glad you are a prepper? Semper Fi, God bless America.